back to Rock Fabulous 40s, and I'm coming to you today all barefaced, and I'm going to do kind of a get ready with me today. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to try out a couple of new products that I just got, and I'm going to do some review videos on them, but I don't know if the review videos are going to be up before this video or after this video, or maybe I'll combine the two videos. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So in any case, I figured what better way to try out some of these new products than to do it on camera with you guys. And you guys let me know in the comments below what you think of these new products, and let me know how they look, because sometimes I'll do my makeup and I'll think, oh my gosh, look, it looks absolutely gorgeous, it looks great. And then when I get out in public and I actually look in a mirror somewhere else, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that stuff's not so good. So let me know what you guys think. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First things first, I've got to pull the hair back because I don't like getting foundation in my hair. Alright, so here's a close-up of my face, and you guys will see I have got still some major nastiness going on. The acne spots are actually starting to clear up, but they have left some horrendous scars and some horrendous like little dry patches. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've got a really big one right here that's got a whole bunch of dry patches on it, and this is actually, I believe, the scar trying to clear up. I've been putting some stuff on it to try to get rid of that scar, and it's kind of flaking it off. So it's going to be a big test for the foundation that I'm going to be wearing today. Okay, so I'm going to start with a primer, and I normally always wear a primer with foundations because I really feel that it helps the foundation stay. I also feel that it helps fill in some of the fine lines and some of the pores a little bit. So I'm going to start with, guys, there is a fly flying around my room. I am not liking it, and he's going to make me crazy. So forgive the fly, and if I reach over and smack something, that's what it is. It's a dying fly. Alright, so I'm going to actually do two primers today. So I'm going to start with the Hourglass. I believe this is called the Mineral Veil Primer. And I really do like this primer. I wouldn't say it's necessarily my favorite, but I mean, I do like it. Let's see if I can get any out here. Okay, and it comes out just solid white. And I'm just going to spread it out all over. Always make sure you get it down your neck and anywhere that you're going to be putting makeup. Alright, and then next I'm going in with my Benefit Porefessional. And I use the Porefessional to help fill in some of the fine lines and try to mask some of the pores. And I really feel that the Porefessional for me is the best primer that actually does that. At least for my skin anyway. So I always take about that much. I know it seems like a lot, but believe me guys, I actually use it. And I'm going to use it and press it into my, I don't know what these are called. I'm just going to call them laugh lines, I guess. I guess that's what they are. I'm going to press them into my laugh lines here. And you guys will notice I'm not rubbing, I'm just pressing them in. Okay, I'm going to get it on the side of my nose. And then I'm also going to get some right in where my pores stand out the most. And then I go right between the eyebrows because I do have some lines right there. That's from frowning all the time. Everybody tells me that I always look like I'm mad or I'm pissed off at somebody, and I'm really not. It's just I have those lines there that I guess make me look like I am, but I'm really not. Okay, and then I'm also going to take it into the lines I have on my forehead, because I do crinkle my forehead quite a bit, and it has caused quite a bit of lines. I've actually had lines on my forehead since I was a teenager. And again, not rubbing it in, just pressing it to fill in those lines. Now, one of the things with the Porefessional, guys, that you really want to be careful with is before you go and you put your foundation on, you want to make sure that it's really dry, because if it's not, it'll ball up under your foundation. Okay, and And then I always, oh, I have an itch. And then I always try to do some right underneath my eyes where my concealer is going to go. And the reason why I put the Porefessional there instead of just a regular primer such as the Mineral Veil. Sorry, I have got some little flakes next to my nose. Anyway, the reason why I put the primer under my eyes instead of, or the reason why I put the Benefit Porefessional under my eyes instead of just using the regular Hourglass Mineral Veil is because right under my eyes I have got these little tiny bumps, and I don't know what they are or what causes them. I've had them since, well, as far back as I can remember, and concealer tends to really look funny on them. So I use the Porefessional to try to help even out, I guess, the texture of that skin, and then the concealer doesn't look too terribly bad. And then right also above my lip. My lips are not real wrinkly or liney, but it does help even out that texture. Okay guys, I am trying out a new foundation today, and I just got this foundation, and I've been kind of looking at it for a little while and then just never broke down and bought it because I kept thinking, you know what, it's going to be too heavy, it's going to be too matte. Typically the foundations that I wear are more dewy. I don't want to say they're luminous per se, but they are a more dewy finish. They do look a little more natural. This one is going to be, I think, a little bit more full coverage, a little bit more matte, and it really wasn't that expensive. It's drugstore, and I wanted to try it out just to see how it would look on my skin, how it would do, see if it actually did help mask some of my pores and fine lines. And it is the Maybelline Fit Me Matteless and Poreless, or Matte and Poreless. Looks like that. And the color that I have is, what is the color that I have? The color that I have is Nude Beige. So we're going to give this a shot. And I haven't tried it yet, but I have opened it and just kind of looked at the consistency of it. And the main thing that I don't like about this foundation is it doesn't have a pump. It's just the regular bottle. And the reason I don't like that is because when I try to pour it out, I always pour out way, way, way too much, and then it goes to waste. So I'm going to use, where's my good brush? I'm going to use my Real Techniques angled, what is this called? Angled sculpting brush. And I'm going to start just by dotting this all over, and I did let the primer completely dry down so it did, or that way it wouldn't ball up under my foundation. And I don't know if I've already said this, guys, but forgive me if you see a little fly flying around in here. I do have a little fly in my bedroom, and he's really bothering the snot out of me. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think this foundation is my color? I don't know. I can't tell with the lighting in here. I do know my hair is bothering me and getting in my way. Always put the foundation around your ears so you don't have any lines there. And always bring it down the jawline and the neck. Okay, I think I need to get just a hair more. I said a hair. Oh, I hate not having the pump. And guys, I know on a lot of get ready with me type videos, people chit chat and they talk, and you know, I think I have a hard time doing that because if I chit chat and I talk while I'm trying to do my makeup, I mess up. I'm not quite that talented. I'm trying to keep the application of this somewhat light, just so I can kind of see what the finish is going to be. Okay, so I can see patchiness right here. And that's right on that one of those acne scars that I'm healing up that's got some dry patchy going on. And this is actually really, that sounded funny, this is actually really clinging to those little patchy spots. You know, I thought this might be a good one to try because I am, I want to say oily combination skin, but it's really kind of funny because I get really, really oily in my T-zone right through here and then on my chin. I have a couple of spots on my cheeks really that get oily, but then the rest just get really dry, really, really patchy. Okay, make sure you always get it into your hairline so that way you match. Okay, there's the foundation. And you know, I kind of like the way it feels. It doesn't feel heavy. I was afraid it was going to feel heavy, and it really doesn't. Alright, moving on to concealer. And I'm going to do my Pixie concealer under my eyes. Where's my concealer brush? And I'm going to use my, oh, what is this called? I gotta look. My Flawless concealer brush from e.l.f. And I'm actually just going to dip it into the pot. Normally I'd use my fingers and do this, but I'm just going to dip the brush into the pot and go with it today. I don't normally like to wear a whole lot of concealer unless I have some major issues that I'm trying to cover up. And because of the fact that I do have those little funky bumps under my eyes, I don't like to put a whole lot of concealer there. So I'm just using just the smallest amount that I can get away with. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with my, oh, what is this? This is the concealer from Lorac. I did a video on it. Not a full video on it, but I tested it out in another foundation video last week, and maybe it was a week before. I don't remember. But this is the Lorac Porefection concealer, I believe it's called. I have it in my little contact case because I had a little sample of it, and it's actually lasted for quite some time. And I'm not even going to use very much of it. I mean, that is it, guys. That's all the concealer right there I need, and I probably won't even use all of that. And what I do is I put it on my hand, like that, and then I just get just the smallest amount that I need. And I'm going to use this to cover up my acne spots. Alright, so now that I've done that, next I'm going to go in with my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder. This one is in the color Translucent. And guys, I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite powders. I have used so many powders. And I have some other powders that I'm going to try, but as for now, this is my all-time favorite powder. And you guys will notice I'm just taking it and I'm just pushing it into those couple of little acne scars that I'm trying to cover, just to set the powder there. And then I'm going to take the puff that comes in the IT Cosmetics, and I've got a little bit of the powder in the lid, and I'm just going to take the puff and I'm going to press that under the eyes. This foundation is very, very matte, so I don't want to really overdo it with the powder. Alright, so now I'm going to take, sorry, I'm getting off camera. I need a brush. My e.l.f. powder brush. Guys, these e.l.f. brushes are really, their studio line of brushes is just amazing. And they're so inexpensive. Alright, so with the brush, I'm just picking up the last little bit of powder that's left in that lid, and I'm going over the acne spots and the spot under my eyes and right alongside my nose here. The rest of the face I'm not really going to powder much because that foundation is already so matte that I don't really need any more powder on it. And actually I'm starting to feel like maybe it's a little too matte for me, but maybe that's just because I'm so used to the more satiny, dewy finish foundations. It's eyebrow time. And I'm working with a new eyebrow pencil that I got in my Ipsy bag, and I was so excited to get this freaking pencil. I've been eyeballing it forever. And the eyebrow pencil I'm going to use is the Brow Power pencil. And I have, for the past several years, have been just loving my Origins eyebrow pencil. For me, it's been the best God, I can't speak. For me, it has been the best brow pencil I have ever used. And I've used tons of other brow products. This one, I'm ready to give this one a shot, so let's do it. Now the tip on this one is not quite as small as the one on my Origins one, but we're going to work with it. We're going to see what we get. So I'm going to go over it with the spoolie first. And guys, my eyebrows, I haven't tweezed in a while, so forgive the wildness here, because I'm sure there is some. And here we go. And I'm just doing short little strokes. And my brows are already, I mean, really pretty full, so I don't really need to do a whole lot of shaping. I mainly just fill them in. And then I'm going to set it with just a little bit of clear brow gel. And I'm using the NYX Control Freak brow gel. Guys, this stuff is just amazeballs. I just love it. Alright, next, on to eye primer. Let's do the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer. And this is just kind of a skin colored primer. And the way that I do it, I normally take just 2 little drops like that, and that's what I'll put on my eyes, is those 2 little drops. Sometimes I don't even need that much, like now. I think that might have been just a bit much. But I put this all over the lid, and I always, always, always use a primer. I just feel that it really keeps my shadows from creasing, and it really helps with the longevity of my shadows. And yes, I make funny faces when I do my eye makeup, so such is life. Alright, I'm going to let that dry for just a minute. And I don't let it dry completely down. I let it get dry enough, but just a bit tacky to where the shadows will stick. What palette shall I use today? And this is the Comfort Zone from Wet n Wild. And so we're going to use this today. And I did notice that all the colors in it are very shimmery, but I'm going to try to do this whole look with nothing but this palette. And let's just see how it comes out, because normally I don't do a full shimmery eye, but we're going to give it a shot and just see. Alright, so I'm going to start with kind of what they would consider a transition shade, and I'm going to use this one right here. It's marked Eyelid. It's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a pinky kind of, I don't know, bronze, pinky kind of color. So I'm going to use that as sort of a transition shade, and I'm not going to use much. I'm just barely dipping my fluffy brush in there and putting it right above the crease. You know, it's a very pretty color. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and go into the crease color next. I want to do the crease color before I get into the lid color, because I really want the lid color to pop. So for the crease, and I'm going to use my angled brush for my crease color. And what color am I going to use for my crease here? I think I'm going to use, well, it's actually marked crease, this one right here. And guys, in case you're wondering what eye brushes I'm using this set from BH Cosmetics. And these brushes, the BH Cosmetic brushes, are just so soft. They don't really have names on their brushes, but they're so cute and they're so soft, and I think they blend so well. And they come in a little kit with a little holder. They're adorable. And they're very, very affordable. Alright, so going in with that crease color. And the reason why I'm using this very skinny little angled brush is so I can place that color exactly where I want it. and I'll blend it here in a minute. Okay, now I'm going to blend it. Hair donut. Hair donut is the best thing to wipe the color off your brush before you try to blend or before you go into a new color. Alright, now I'm going to go on to the lid color. What am I going to use? I'm going to use this color down here that's called Definer. This color here is, in the pan, it kind of looks like a grayish blue. I don't think it's going to look grayish blue on because it's very, very duochrome. And when you look at it in different lights, it's kind of pink, it's kind of green, it's kind of blue, it's kind of taupe. So, why not? Let's use it. Ah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Alright, and now into the brow bone color. And for the brow bone, I think I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to go with this guy right here for the brow bone. And again, I'm going to wipe off my brush, and into the brow bone I go. I really like this fluffy brush, guys. It's kind of a multi-purpose, do everything kind of a brush. Loving it. Alright, so now I'm going to do the under eye area, and I think I'm going to go with a little bit of this duochrome color I used on my lid, just right on the lower lash line here. But I'm using that same angled brush that I used in my crease earlier. Then I'm going to take that same angled brush and I'm going to go into the color I used for my crease color. And I'm going to put that down here on the outer corner. It's starting to come together. Okay, guys, so that's the shadows. Oh, no, it's not. I got to do my inner corners. Hold on a second. Didn't finish. Alright, so I'm going to go into the same color I used as my brow bone, this one right here, and I'm going to put this in the inner corners of my eyes just to brighten them up just a hair. I always keep my little fan brush handy for the fallout. I just stab myself in the eye with it. I'm going to move on to liner, and what am I going to use? I have a liner that I was really loving. Let me find it. I have this liner that I got in one of my Ipsy bags. It's a Bella Pierre gel eyeliner. And I'm going to use this for my waterline and for my tight line. I used to use Makeup Forever's Aqua Black on my upper tight line. I can't do that anymore because it never fails, when I use that liner, somehow I end up with it all over my contacts and then I have to throw them away because it's waterproof. It never comes off the contacts. Here comes the fun part, guys. I'm going on to the liner. I'm going to attempt my gel liner today. I'm using the Tart Claypot in black. And I always have an issue trying to do my eyeliner. I suck at doing my eyeliner. But we're going to try to attempt this on camera just see. We're just going to see if I can get this to work today. I'm going to use my Real Techniques fine liner brush. And dip it in, and here we go. Okay, take a deep breath. And eyeliner we go. There, not bad. I'm wondering if I shouldn't try to go for maybe a little wing. Sure, why not? If I mess up, I mess up. I'll try to fix it if I mess up. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can do this here. Did you guys hear that? That was my phone. Okay. Not bad. Alright. Whew, that was nerve-wracking. Okay, since I got that eye done, I'm going to do the next wing liner part off camera because I've only got like 12 minutes left, and I will be back in a second. Whew, wow. Okay, that was nerve-wracking. Alright, winged liner is done. I need to clean it up a little bit, and I always use my e.l.f. makeup remover pen to do that. This stuff is actually amazing for doing this. Alright, on to mascara. So for my bottom lashes, I always try to do my bottom lashes first, otherwise I make a mess. I'm using my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. And I find, oops, sorry guys, you can't see that, can you? Let's see. And I find that with this mascara, I don't ever have to worry about smudging. It never transfers down onto my lower lash or onto my lower lid. So I just love this stuff. Okay, so for my upper mascara, I'm going to use, it's one that I'm not real fond of, but I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway because, I mean, everybody heard me, or has heard me rave about my roller lash mascara, and I just love that. But the one that I'm going to use today is one that I'm just not a big fan of, but I'm trying to give it a fair shake. That's why I keep continuing to use it. So the one I'm going to be using is called the Diorshow, and the color is called Pro Black. And I'm not really a big fan of it, but I'm trying to use it. I'm trying to give it a fair shake because I don't want to say, you know what, I hate it if I haven't really, my camera, if I haven't really given it a fair shot, you know what I mean? So we're going to give it a fair shot, and I have tried it already tons and tons of times without a primer with it, but I think this time I'm going to try it with a primer. And I'm going to use, let's see, I've got a couple of different ones. I really love my Clinique mascara primer, which is freaking amazing, but I think I'm going to try it with the Smashbox primer today. Looks like that. Alright, so on with the Diorshow. Yeah, it's still not doing much, not even with the primer. Alright guys, I'm going to finish up the other eye off camera because I only have like 7 minutes left on my camera, so I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, I'm back and I put my nose ring back in. I can't put makeup on with my nose ring in because then I get makeup all over it and it looks funky and I just don't like that. So the lashes are done. I actually ended up putting on some falsies. I used the Ardell Naturals number 110 and I didn't like the way the Diorshow was building. Not even with the primer, it still didn't do anything for me, so I just went ahead and did the lashes. So now I'm going to move on to the face, and I'm going to use my CC Plus Radiance Vitality Brightening Cream Disc, this one, and I did a review on it probably, I guess, about a month ago. I'll link it down below in case you guys are interested, and you can take a look at that video if you want. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques sculpting brush, and this is the same brush that I used to do my foundation. I'm not going to do a whole lot of contouring with the bronzer because I don't contour that well. Even though it does make a really, really good contour shade, it is a tad bit on the warm side, but I'm just not very good at contouring, so I just don't really attempt it. But I am going to use it to just bronzen, is that a word? Bronzen? I'm just going to use it to bronze up my face a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and dig my brush in here. Okay, and I'm just putting it right under my cheekbones and kind of blending it up. And one of the things I really like about this bronzer is it is very, very light, so you don't really have to worry about overdoing it. My hair's getting in my way. I don't do a whole lot around my hairline. Now, if I had a bigger forehead, I might, but I really don't. Maybe just a tad around the jawline, not much. And one of the places where I do actually like to put a little bit of bronzer, and I don't know if anybody else does this, but I do use a little brush, and I put a little bit right under my bottom lip. I feel it kind of gives a little bit of shadow and makes your lips kind of stand out a little bit more. Gives you that more full look. I'm going to go down the nose just a hair. I actually don't mind the shape of my nose too much, so I don't really contour a whole lot there. Alright, so now I'm going to go on to the blush. Blush, blush, blush. What brush am I going to use for the blush? Alright, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Small Stipple my e.l.f. Small Stipple brush for my blush. And this blush and this disc, you have to be really careful with. It's very pigmented, and just a little bit goes just such a long, long way. So you really just want to get a very minimal amount. And I'm just swooping it on the apples of my cheeks and going upward. Alright, now I'm going to go on to the highlight. The highlight, I love the highlight in this palette also. This is the Hello Light highlight by IT Cosmetics in this palette. And I would compare this highlight up there with my what is it called? My Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. I have the little liquid one, which I really, really love. And I put this one right up there with it. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous, kind of a pinky, champagne-ish kind of glow to it. And I use my small stipple brush, and I just kind of swirl it in there. And then I just kind of dab right on the tops of my cheekbones. I don't want to get too close to the corners of my eyes, or it'll accentuate those fine lines I have there. Just kind of stipple it on and then blend. Oh, I just love this stuff. I don't go too overly crazy with the highlight. I love it, but I think that is perfect. Alright, now I'm going to take it on my finger. I'm going to go right down the bridge of my nose. Just kind of blend it in there. And then the top of my Cupid's bow. I think I'm liking it. Alright, so I think maybe just a tad more blush. One of the things I really like about this cream blush and highlight, well, the bronzer also, is you can put it on top of even powder and it doesn't move your makeup. I mean, it's wonderful, wonderful stuff. For the lips, I'm going to use my Milani Color Statement Lip Liner, and the color in this one is called All Natural. And I really like these Milani lip liners. They are actually really, really nice, and they work really well. Okay, so once I've lined them, I'm going to go ahead and fill them in. Sometimes I like to use lip liner as my actual lipstick look. It makes a really nice matte lipstick. Sometimes I'll also just put some gloss on top because I really like the color of the liner. I also feel that filling in your whole lip with lip liner before you put your lipstick on helps with the longevity of your lipstick. Okay, and the lipstick I'm going to be using today is from Bite Beauty, and the color in this one is called Rustina. I absolutely love the Bite Beauty lipsticks. They're a little on the pricey side, but they're creamy, they last, and everything in them is made with organic, good-for-you products. I mean, you can literally just eat this if you wanted to. I wouldn't suggest it, but you could, and it wouldn't hurt you. Okay. Well, guys, let me back up, take the hair down. I know my hair's a mess. Very sorry. Alright. Here is my finished look. So I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to do that actually completely off camera. But this is the makeup look. So you guys tell me, leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Let me know if you feel that that foundation actually works for me. I'm still not real sure about it. I don't feel it on my face, but it does look a little bit more matte than what I'm used to. So you guys let me know what you think of it. And this is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment down below. Also hit subscribe down there somewhere. And you too can rock your fabulous 40s. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye now.